Balkans. The French have managed to hold back the Germans, and it looks like I might have spoken too soon about the French. Hello there, my good people. It's your boy, the Man Penguin here, and we are back today with some Hearts of Iron 4. Today, we're actually in the World War I mod. It's been a long while since I've last played the World War I mod, but we're back today in it, and I decided that, you know what, I should suffer today. And suffering I shall do, because in today's video, we're playing as Serbia. So let's hop straight into this with some Serbia. Let's go. I'm sure it's gonna be great. Serbia is certainly a place in this world. We have 3 research slots, though, which is kind of insane. I'm not really sure what to research, so I'm just going to research kind of the basic things, the stuff that looks like what I'd research in base game. As for the industry, it's not great. We only have 2 factories, but that's not, I mean, whatever, you know, that's whatever. So I'll get a howitzer, because those are nice. And then I'll build some infrastructure. In terms of Serbia itself, we are not in a great way in terms of debuffs. We got the Pig War, that's pretty bad. Bloody Throne, not great. And the Grand Coalition, which gives me negative 0.5% stability a week. So, yeah, Serbia's okay. Not great, not terrible. You know, it's squarely in the middle. I just get done talking about how terrible the debuffs are for poor Serbia, and Austria immediately abandons the Pig War. So that's, you know, that's great. Good for them. Thank you, Austria. I appreciate it. Of course, things in Serbia can't go all our way, right? Now we have Black Hand. Kind of sounds like a punk rock band. Now that gives me negative 0.10% weekly stability, which that's just awesome. I love negative weekly stability. Who doesn't love that? It kind of reminds me of this game I'm playing right now as Anarchist Spain, where I get negative 2% weekly stability, which is just phenomenal. The Ottomans aren't looking too hot. They're at war with Yemen, which I guess really that's not that big of a deal. But it's time to liberate the Balkans. All right, to wait now, actually. I forget about that. All right, there we go. It's time to liberate the Balkans. Time to get the guys in there, and I got a race for Macedonia. I do not want the Bulgarians to take Macedonia. Of course, though, they do walk right on in there because they're very rude. Just race to the Balkans as quickly as I can so that the Turkish can't get in here, you know? Don't want them to actually reinforce the lines at all. The offensive into the Balkans went quite well. There's just a couple of Ottomans left behind who are going to be, you know, unfortunately put down in the fields of Albania. And I feel bad for them for that they're stuck in Albania. That's not very fair, but that's life for them. The offensive went very well. Now we're just looking eastwards towards Constantinople, where there are not that many Ottoman divisions, really. Every Ottoman and their brother just turned up here to Greece, Turkey area. I don't know, Bulgaria. Yeah, I mean, it's just red bubbles, red combat bubbles galore. Poor Bulgaria's having a real hard time. They're just attacking the lines constantly and not pushing because the Ottomans both are stacked and last standing, which is super lame of them. Luckily, the Ottoman armistice is scripted into the game, so it doesn't matter that we couldn't push them back. They just said, yeah, we're done. We're going to peace out with you guys and give you all this territory. That's kind of lucky. I'm sure these armistices won't come back to bite me in the butt later. But that's the Balkan War, the first Balkan War. Conveniently named that, too. I think there might be a coincidence to that naming. Maybe there's a second one, but maybe it's just the first Balkan War, you know? Who knows? But that's the first Balkan War over, done and dusted with. Thank you, Serbia and Bulgaria. Probably 2 best friends, 2 very good friends. They'll never be divided at all. But speaking of the first Balkan War and even like a hypothetical second Balkan War, maybe even a third Balkan War, that does remind me that the modern Balkan War is going to take place in a German welfare apartment one day. Between the Turks who live there, the Serbs who live there, the Croatians who live there, the Slovenians who live there, and whoever else lives in those German apartments while they claim about how great their Balkan country is. Bulgaria's trying to f me. They want Ohrid. I'm not going to give it in. That's very rude. I don't even know what that province is. Oh, it's this down here? I mean, yeah, you don't deserve it, Bulgaria. Sorry, not sorry. Bulgaria is just a bunch of liberal sissies.
How old are you, honey? You're 11 years old. Talk to me before we leave, okay?
I definitely don't have my divisions on the front lines here, and I'm definitely not preparing any divisions in training because I'm a clairvoyant or anything. Who knows that Bulgaria is going to declare the Second Balkan War or anything. I have no idea that that's going to happen. Yeah, Bulgaria, that wasn't your smartest moment, perhaps, but whatever. I'm just going to literally walk right on into Sofia. Yeah, the Bulgarians, that's kind of stupid. I just walked straight on into Sofia, no problems. And I encircled 2 of their divisions, so it's like, come on, Bulgaria, what are we doing here? I'd say I feel bad for the Bulgarians, but I don't. Yep, they immediately white-pieced. And then the Ottomans joined the Balkan Wars a little too late. I wonder if the Bulgarians will be able to hold them back or not. Oh, no, they just immediately white-pieced. Okay. Well, that was a really eventful Balkan Wars there. And it looks like, oh, I got stuff. All right. That's very nice. Thank you, Bulgaria. This focus right here, foreign equipment, is way too memey. By having only 10 opinion with every country, I can get all the guns I want. Even with countries I'm about to be at war with in 4 months, and countries who do not like me, like Austria, I can still get it because it's just, I love that. Equipment, like, let's see, how much do I have? I'm missing 900 guns. I have 300. Okay. Oh, yeah, I just got a ton of equipment. That is so silly. I love that. I love that a lot. Well, that's not great. Franz Ferdinand is dead. Oh, yeah, the July crisis. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I've been preparing my lines for this. Definitely, no, definitely not like I know that this was gonna happen or anything. Could you believe that I would know that this would happen? I mean, do I have like some sort of future vision? Serbia will fight on? Question mark thinking emoji? Definitely a thinking emoji. And here she is, the Great War. The War 10 Doll Wars. Now, that's gonna be fun, I'm sure. Hopefully my Serbians can hold, I'm not really totally certain in them, to be honest. And here comes the first Austrian attacks from the Bosnia direction. Certainly a place to attack from. I mean, I guess, it does kind of make sense you want to get out of Bosnia. I can kind of respect that if I'm being completely honest. I think even Bosnians can respect that. So far, I'm holding very well, which I guess isn't that surprising. It is World War I after all, and I have forts on the line. Everybody else is actually holding fairly well. The French are holding pretty well. Even the Russians are holding well. Belgium's not doing so well, though, but who cares about Belgium, right? I mean, come on. Belgium. I feel kind of bad for the Austrians, tell you the honest to goodness truth. I mean, kind of bad for them. Just a little bit. I don't feel like that bad for them, really. I mean, they are Austrian after all. But hopefully this war doesn't go on for too long, Hopefully my guys are home before the leaves fall. With the way France is going, we might be home before Christmas. Who knows? But either way, no matter what happens, it's always important to get the weapons purchases focus. It is very, very good. This is what I mean with the weapons purchases, is that I can purchase 1,000 guns, 160 field guns, and 40 howitzers, plus convoys for 20 political power. And I can pretty much do it whenever I want to, which is hilarious. Well, not exactly, but pretty much. Oh, the French. They take a page out of their counterpart from 20 Years Later's book. Like, come on, France, this is meant to be World War I, not World War give up and die. And there come the Ottomans, as is expected. God damn it, I knew Bulgaria would join too, and they did it, and I wasn't prepared. Frickin' Bulgarians, dude. I knew they joined the war. I didn't have forts on the line for them. Nope, they just joined. I wasn't expecting it necessarily. At least I had the divisions prepared, sort of, kind of. This isn't too great, honestly, because it's not just the Bulgarians anymore. It's also the Austrians who pulled their forces in. They're pushing me down here in the south in Macedonia, which is ironic considering Macedonia is a bunch of mountains. You'd think I'd hold that easier. Hopefully I'm able to settle the front line down a little bit, though, because I really do not want the Bulgarians pushing me out too far. All right, we were able to stop the Bulgarians, luckily. And now the Italians have joined the Entente, and, they're doing great, as we can tell. Oh, they actually are doing great. Good for the Italians. The French have managed to hold back the Germans, and even the Russians have too. This has turned into a proper World War I scenario where nothing's moving and everything's red and horrible. It looks like I might have spoken too soon about the French. Yeah, it looks like I might have spoken too soon about the French. That's not great. Well, the French tried, they kind of did their best. Well, sort of, not really. They did their worst, probably, actually. Unfortunately, Serbia can clearly rely on no one, so we must take it into our own hands and fight our age-old enemy, the Bulgarians. The ironic thing is that about that encirclement, it's going to take me so long to be able to clear it because clearing encirclements in the World War I mod is horrible. Especially because they're in mountains. Honestly, might as well just throw in the towel and just pretend like they're not even there. Oh, it looks like France has turned into the Kaiserreich mod. What a shocker. Ooh, Bulgaria just capped. I guess it's all Turkish people here now in Bulgaria. Oh, this isn't Germany. What are all these Turkish people doing here? Wow, that was a good one. I think I deserve a round of applause for that one. That was a good one. The Balkans aren't quite Germany. I think the Ottomans are finally figuring that out. Pushing in this little area, it's not super easy. I don't have a lot of supply. That's a big problem with the World War I mod is supply. It makes kind of sense because this is the World War I mod. You wouldn't expect to have good supply, would you? But so long as no unforeseen circumstances happen, I mean, I don't know. I should be able to take out the Turkish, right? Pressure from the east, pressure from the west. Well, the Russians just capped, so there's my unforeseen circumstances, and there goes my chances of capping the Ottomans. Oh boy, this is a mess of a world. Somehow the French commune just got at war with Germany. I don't know how, and I don't care how. I'll just, take what we can get. Serbia is having a hard time of it. 229,000 casualties. The Germans have killed a lot of Serbians. Oh, and my supply, not great. Not great at all. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Commune of France is going to do much of anything. And as for me personally, I'm not really pushing because I don't have enough divisions. I've also taken a lot of casualties. I'm lacking supply. But also, the German divisions are so unbelievably good in this mod that they just basically will steamroll my guys. So I have to be really careful. There's a scary amount of Germans. Oh boy, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold them back with my pitiful force of Bulgarians or whatever I am, Serbians. The Germans certainly are a problem. There's just so many of them, and they're just hitting my lines constantly. My poor Serbs, dude, they're just being pummeled, man, like, oh my god. I'm holding the lines, which is what's most important. There are a few red bubbles, but luckily I can kind of reinforce before that gets too bad. But it's just the Germans have a real hard-on for the Serbians right now. Like, they do not want them to exist, and I kind of get that. But, like, I am Serbia today, so I don't get that. I don't respect it, but I respect it in a different way, too. But my god, they're really trying to get me gone out of this world. The Italians are going ham. I gotta give them real credit where credit's due. They liberated France. The Germans are back over there now, but the Italians, they did some good work. Oh my god, the Americans joined. That's a beautiful thing because the Italians got pushed out of Belgium. Oh, there all the Americans come like a wave. Look at Italy though. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of what they've done for this war. They're probably gonna get like this and this, and like maybe Zadar if they're lucky. But you know what? They've done a lot of work. They're about to get encircled too, unfortunately. That is not ideal. Hopefully the Americans can get here in time to save their ass. Austria-Hungary's totally falling apart, and the Italians, they got reinforced by the Americans, so now they're doing better. But with the collapse of Austria in the west, I can now turn my attention eastwards into Bulgaria and Romania and that area as well. I might have to go through Transylvania to get to Hungary and Austria, which sounds horrible, but it might be what has to be done. Oh yeah, there she goes. Austria-Hungary is gone. You got the Hungarian People's Republic, German-Austria. Oh boy. Yeah, Austria-Hungary ain't looking good, and neither is Germany now. Looks like everybody decided to show up in Belgium. Hey, we're just gonna go on a massive offensive then and hope to God that that's good enough. But we got the armistice, you know, I think it's not over yet though, so we'll just keep going till it is. And the German Revolution, so now things are finally winding down, it seems. Of course, there are needless casualties along the front line while we offense into something that will not matter in about 5 minutes, but hey, it's worth it, right? World War I was totally worth it because there was so much good that came out of it. And there it is, that's the armistice, that's the end of World War I. The world looks absolutely awful if we're being completely honest with ourselves, but that is that. France still exists there in Alsace-Lorraine. I mean, my god, it's just like, I'm sure it'll change a little bit with time, but wow, what a world. But here we got the Paris Peace Conference. It brings with a post-war economy, which is not very good at all. But that's it. That's officially World War I, because I have a debuff that doesn't allow me to declare war, so that's literally it for Serbia today. But we look pretty good. We won World War I pretty much single-handedly, if we're being completely honest with ourselves. Definitely not any help of the Italians or anything. But that's it. That is the world. It's pretty interesting, pretty nice. You know, I'm very pleased with it. I'm very proud of it. This was actually a lot of fun. I really did enjoy playing Serbia today, and the World War I mod. I like the World War I mod. It's a lot of fun. It plays into my enjoyment for deliberate and long battles. I love a good battle for something that takes like 100 or 200 or 300 or 400 days. You know, something where it's like you're fighting for 2 years over a couple provinces. Those are a lot of fun. And the World War I mod with all of its different little features allows that to happen pretty well. The only complaint I got about the World War I mod is that it's a little railroaded, but I get it, you know, a little bit. I wish there was a way for it to not be so railroaded. That way I could go to the end of wars and not have to wait for armistices and stuff. But still, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I forgot to make division member names. I apologize about that. I don't know how I forgot. It just totally slipped my mind. I have a sticky note that tells me not to forget, and I forgot. So apologies for that. But of course, you know, until next time, thank you all so much for joining. I shall see you all in the next video. Peace out.